Oh yeah. Show is on. Just gonna shoot something into the Discord real quick. Let people know. I gotta get my thinking beers. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, this weekend I'm gonna be on WATP again, talking about I don't know what yet. I'm sure that they broadcast. Oh, they record tomorrow, and I'll find out what the fuck I'm supposed to be doing. All right. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can get through this. So it's just a solo episode with me today. El Chaco is sick because we are cursed in doing shows together. So it's also really weird because now I'm looking at myself on the screen. Normally I'm like looking at my co-host. So it's kind of freaking me out. 356 episodes. Crazy ass shit. Fucking drain gnats. LOL. This week's episode of Here's What I Don't Get is dedicated to Alan H., my mentor. He passed away last week in his sleep. Alan taught me basically everything that I know about audio engineering, but what was more than that was he taught me a lot about how to be a good leader and how to be a good person. And it's been a really hard week. It's been a really hard month. So I would just like to, dedicate this episode to him. And if you are a prayers person, keep him and his wife and his students in your prayers. And I'm just going to miss him very much, yeah. Hello and welcome back to Here's What I Don't Get, from north to south, east to west, the only formerly multi-co-host podcast to tackle all of life's toughest issues. I am your host, Tab Burt, and with me today is just you, the listener. And buckle the fuck up because this is going to be a wild story. The month of June has been just a fucking disaster. And I've got a lot of issues. So we're changing the format a little bit. I'm just doing shows when I want to do shows, and I'm doing them when I have something I want to talk about. El Chaco was supposed to join me today, but he got sick. They had like a little virus go through the house, and he's the last one to get sick because we're cursed. But I wanted to do this episode because there's a bunch of stuff I want to talk about. I want to get off my chest. And you're now my secret public journal. So the beginning of this month, the end of last month, the beginning of this month, I got a text message. I woke up to a text message on a Thursday morning from my stepmom that my sister was in the hospital, and I wanted to rush down there immediately. I had already planned on going to Tulsa for just a guy's weekend. I was going to do hang out with Tim and trucking and tucking and see my mom for late Mother's Day. I was bringing my dad his early Father's Day gift because I had to work Father's Day weekend. So she convinced me not to rush down right away. Just go ahead and stick to my original plan. Come down on Friday, like we had planned. So I went to work. I was not well. I was worried, and And then I had a date with this girl as the second date, which is a great, opener. Like, hey, my sister's in the hospital. I'm going to go to Tulsa and I don't know when I'm coming back, but we've gone on more dates since then. So I guess it worked out a little bit. But so we went out, and then I went home and I decided to keep having a couple more drinks. So it's probably about 1 a.m. I'm sitting on my front porch drinking, which is one of my favorite activities. And this car pulls up, a couple houses down, my side of the street, real gnarly parking. Kind of runs the rims into the curb, coming in a little fast. It's all parallel parking, on these streets. And then the guy is like out of the car, puts on this red backpack, and walks across the street and even further down. So I don't see where he's going, but I I see he walks off. I'm like, well, that guy is clearly drunk as shit, but he made it home. So it's all working out. It's all got to be working out. Uh, so I'm sitting on my porch. I've polished off the last of my whiskey. I'm about to go to bed, and I stand up and I look over at that car again, and the back door of the car opens up, and a dude falls out of the back seat of the car into the sidewalk, and then just lays there. So I'm standing there and I'm questioning, like, what level of responsibility do I have for this person that is laying on the sidewalk right now? What should I be doing? Finally, I think about it. I've got a sister in the hospital. I'm worried about her. Good karma says that I should go help this guy. So I wander over, and as I get close to him, uh, I see that he is pouring blood out of his face and hands, just everywhere, all over the sidewalk. This guy has had the absolute shit kicked out of him today. So I'm now at kind of a loss as to what to do. And he rolls onto his back. I'm standing at his head. He rolls onto his back and pulls his cock out. And so I'm like, hey man, you need to put your dick away. I'm are you all right? I get his name. I'm asking him questions. There's someone. I ask him where do you live? He lives in Lafayette Park. I live in Dutchtown, which is a couple miles away from Lafayette Park. So he doesn't live in my neighborhood. He lives somewhere else. I ask, I get a phone number from him to call someone. I call this number, no answer. I'm like, do I need to? I'm trying to put him in the recovery position because he's also, not only has he had the shit kicked out of him tonight, he is hammered drunk, just fucking unable to stand. And so he's trying to get himself standing up. And I'm like, you need to just lay down. I'm trying to put him in a recovery position. He's not listening. So he eventually puts himself back in the back seat of the car. He's like, I'm just gonna get back in the back seat of the car. And he puts himself back in the back seat of the car and he closes the door. And then I'm standing there on the sidewalk and I like, I gotta call an ambulance. So I call an ambulance and then I go inside and I get another drink because it's gonna be a long fucking night. And while I'm inside, I come back out on the front porch. I sit down for a minute and I look, and there is now someone in the front of the car talking to the guy in the back seat of the car. And then the flashing lights start coming down the street, and the guy gets out of the front seat and just runs across the street to leave. Paramedics get him out of the back of the car. I put him in the ambulance. The firefighters come talk to me. They're like, "You did the right thing, sir." I'm like, whatever. The guy, as the ambulance is about to pull away, I noticed the guy who was in the car talking to him is now standing on the sidewalk. So I go over and I'm like, "Hey man, what happened to this guy? And why the fuck did you abandon him in his car?" Turns out this guy likes to go get kicked out of bars by going and getting hammered trash and then shouting racial slurs. So he was in some bar that night shouting racial slurs, the N-word specifically, and then a bunch of guys beat the absolute living shit out of him. And now I have a neighborhood that I know who gives me a wave when he drives by. So that's Thursday night. Friday morning, I go to the rental car place to get a rental car to go back home to Tulsa. I walk in, I'm standing there at the counter. I've given the lady my driver's license and my credit card, and she's like starting to punch the shit in to the computer. And this guy comes in and he's like, "Hey, excuse me, can I get a different car? This one smells like this one smells like cigarette smoke." And the ladies at the car rental place say they all smell like cigarette smoke. And he goes, "Yeah, well, I want to try something else." So they go ahead and they swap him over to some other car. And then he puts the keys on the counter to the original car. She picks him up and then she goes, "We're gonna give you this one. The one that fucking stinks like cigarettes? Thank you. Thank you." Like I didn't just hear this fucking exchange that you had with this man. So they give me this like 2022 Nissan Rogue, I think was what it was. And or 2024 Nissan Rogue, brand new car. It has like 6,000 miles on the clock. And I drive home, throw all my shit in the car. I'm packed for 2 weeks because I'm not sure when I'm coming back to St. Louis. And I leave St. Louis. I stop to get lunch just on the outside of town, and then I'm cruising. It's about 4 hours later, 3:30 in the afternoon. I'm nearing Joplin. I need to stop and get gas. And I'm noticing the car is making this weird sound. It's making this like ratty tat 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 sound that's in time with the engine. And I think that maybe a body panel has like popped loose and is flapping in the breeze and um not anything crazy. And then the dash, because it's all, everything's computers now. So the dash turns bright orange, bright fucking orange. The engine has stalled. Please pull over safely. I'm going 85 miles an hour on this interstate, and this car is now not running. So I let the son of a bitch coast until I get to the next exit, and I'm not going fast enough to get off the exit. So I just pull over on the shoulder and I call Budget Rent-A-Car, and I'm like, "Hey, car's fucked. I'm just outside of Joplin." The lady says, "Okay, yeah, we have this car replacement thing. We will give you a new car. A tow truck will come pick you in the car up. They'll take you to another location, get you a new car." Perfect. She's like, "Great." The tow truck is going to take you to Springfield, Missouri, which is a little over an hour in the wrong fucking direction. So I say no. I'm not going to Springfield, Missouri, an hour to get there, an hour to get back to where I am right now. Get fucked. Find me a car in Joplin. So she gets on the computer. No cars in Joplin. "So you want me to send you to Springfield?" "No, I don't want you to fucking send me to Springfield." So they have a location in Bentonville, which is like an hour south of where I am in Joplin, Missouri, Bentonville, Arkansas. It's about an hour straight west of Tulsa. So straight east of Tulsa. So it's like not going in the right direction, but at least I'm not going in the wrong direction. You know what I mean? So I asked, "So the tow truck's going to take me to Bentonville, Missouri?" "No." Sir, do you have the Uber app on your phone?" And they gave me a voucher for a free Uber ride that ended up being like an hour and 15 minutes across state lines. I didn't think that anyone was going to accept the ride. Ended up getting a really nice Uber driver guy. So they booked the tow truck. Tow truck's on its way. I decide to go ahead and hit the Uber button so that the Uber arrives at about the same time, because at this point it is pouring rain. I have a handmade guitar that I got from my dad for Father's Day. I've got glass art for people in Tulsa that have wanted glass art. I've got a suitcase full of shit. I've got all my gym stuff. I've got a fucking carload of shit going on. And I figure I want the Uber to pull up so I can just put all my shit into the Uber, and then we can Uber ourselves to fucking Bentonville, Arkansas, and get a new car. So I get a driver. The driver's going to come pick me up. Tow truck's on its way. Everything's going to work out great. And then my phone rings again. It's the tow truck place. "Sir, is this an all-wheel drive car?" I don't fucking know. It's a rental car, man. I don't fucking know. So they asked me to get out of the car and go look at the back and see if there's an all-wheel drive tag. There is an all-wheel drive tag, and they can't tow all-wheel drive vehicles because you need a flatbed, and they don't have a flatbed. So they're like, you got to call Budget back and have them send a new tow truck. So now I'm trying to get a hold of Budget again. They're wanting me to go through this online chat thing that is like a robot, and the robot doesn't have a response for the tow truck canceled. You're going to have to send a new tow truck. So then it finally connects me to a person, and the guy is just like not responding. I keep saying hello and please, 1 moment. Uber's coming. The guy is like 5 minutes away. I am trying to get to a fucking hospital. So Uber arrives. I'm like, fuck it. I just toss the keys in the glove box, put all my shit in the Uber. We start on our merry journey to fucking Bentonville, Arkansas. We're about 20 minutes down the road, and I get a call from Budget again that the tow truck came by and they couldn't find me. And I said, that is bullshit. The tow truck is not coming because they don't have the right equipment. And so then they're asking if I'm in danger. They're supposed to ask that. And I am not in danger. I am in the Uber you sent me on my way to Bentonville. And then the bitch gets real serious. Real fucking serious. Sir, do you realize that by abandoning the vehicle, you are liable for any damage that happens to it? And I said, I know that you told me that in the last phone call that I had with you people, but seeing as you gave me a lemon of a car that couldn't make it 350 miles, I don't really give a shit. So she says, we'll book another tow truck and I'll call you back. Spoiler alert, she never calls me back. So Travis, the Uber driver, and I, we have a nice conversation. I'm on the phone with Budget, with my family, with all kinds of shit while we're driving. But it's super chill, super cool guy. We get to the Bentonville airport, which is very nice because Walmart. And this is what a fucking legend this guy was, right? We pull up. He says, "Go inside, find out where your car is, come back, and I'll drive around to your car, and that way you don't have to carry all your shit." God bless him. Get a new car. My second car is a Ford Escape, a black SUV. Here's really the best part about this is so that I was going to stop and get gas in that Nissan Rogue. So I got a free tank of gas from Budget. What I think happened, this is what I think happened with the Nissan Rogue. I think that when they did the last oil change, they didn't tighten the drain plug to torque, and over the course of me driving for 4 hours, it slowly rattled itself loose, and then all the oil poured out onto the road. And then the very hot, non-lubricated engine seized itself solid. 2022, 6,000 miles on the clock, destroyed, which is a good feeling. Fuck Budget, rent a car. So getting that one, I'm headed towards Tulsa. I'm about half an hour, 45 minutes away from Tulsa, and the phone rings again. It is Allstate, because apparently Budget's roadside assistance is through Allstate. And they ask, "Do you still need a tow truck?" I don't fucking know. I assume so. The car's on exit 13 in Joplin, Missouri, off on Interstate 44. Just keep sending trucks until you pick the one up. Keys are in the glove box. Not my fucking problem. Good luck. And that lady was very nice. That wasn't the Budget lady. So I guess they book a new tow truck. I never heard anything more about it. But then I'm about 20 minutes away. I'm right in the outskirts of Tulsa, and my phone goes off again, and it's a text message from Budget Rent a Car confirming the availability of a car in Joplin, Missouri, which sent me about into just completely exploding all of the blood out of my body through the pores into just like a red mist inside that car, and then driving it like straight into a busload of kids. Like, you wasted so much of my fucking time when I could have just taken a 5-minute ride in the fucking city that I was in to get a new car and not have lost. Because the phone call about sending a new tow truck was at 6:30. It was 3 hours after this fucking car broke down. Like, I was supposed to be in Tulsa around 5, and now I'm not getting into Tulsa until after 7:30. So I get into Tulsa, get to the hospital, see my family. My sisters don't recognize me because I've lost all this fucking weight. and got a haircut. And I wish the story ended there and then everyone's happy and everyone lives happily ever after. Unfortunately, it does not. It it goes it goes off the fucking rails real quick. So that's Friday. Um Saturday, I spent some time at the hospital. I go see some friends. I ended up sleeping there to keep my sister company. Um Go see some friends. My friend V, her grandmother is in her home dying um of heart failure in hospice. And so go sit with her for a little bit and give my dad his Father's Day gift, and then I end up staying the night again at the hospital. Sunday is kind of the same deal. Um, go I go to the Renaissance Fair with my mom because that was the original weekend plan, was that I was going to go to the Renaissance Fair with my mom on Sunday during the day, and then that evening, Tim Truck and Tuckin and I were going to get together for a movie night, good old fashioned boys' night. So I go to the Renaissance Fair with my mom, and there's a glass blower there, and Dragon's Breath Entertainment on Instagram. And so I get into a conversation with this guy. We watch his demo, and I am asking a bunch of questions, and he's like, "Yo, you clearly have some glass experience." I'm like, "Yeah, I've been blowing glass for a little less than 2 years, learn how to do it." We friendly chat. And he does little classes there at the Renaissance Fair. You can make a paperweight or a pumpkin or an ornament, or there was something else. And so we get to talking at where we wander around, shop all the stupid tchotchke shit, eat some lunch, and I was like, why don't we go back to that guy and see if he'll let me make something a little bit bigger than his normal experience things, and that'll be your late Mother's Day gift. Well, you can watch me make something. You pick the thing you want made. So we wander back there to talk to him. He's doing another demo, and he pops the piece off of his punty pipe and has to get it back on. And he's like, so normally I would have an assistant come and paddle the lip of this, but I don't have an assistant. So, and then he turns and looks and sees me at the back of the crowd, and he goes, "Hey, you want to come paddle this?" And like Price is Right, I go running down the aisle, hop over the little rope barrier that's there for safety, grab a wooden paddle, and help him finish this piece. We get it put away, nailed it. So I I ask him, "Hey, I'm gonna make something while my mom's here, something a little bigger than what you normally do." He goes, "Yeah, that's fine. If I see you doing anything that I don't think is safe, I'm going to take the thing out of your hands. You're not going to be able to work anymore." And I said, "Okay, that's totally fair. It's your forge. I'm all on board." So I start working on the piece, and he pays me the greatest compliment I think I've ever gotten. At some point in the process, I'm working, and he says, "You say you've only been doing this for 2 years?" I said, "Yeah, not even 2 years. 2 years in September." He says, "You don't your hands don't move like someone who's only been doing this for 2 years." So that was really cool. It felt really good. Made this floppy vase for my mom. I'm like, "All right, man, what do I owe you for this?" And he goes, just pay for shipping." So $16 is all I had to pay to make this art piece for my mom at the Renaissance Fair, which was really fucking cool. And so then we go to the last show of the day, and I see my high school sweetheart with her husband, who was my best friend in high school and middle school, who I fucking haven't seen them in, I couldn't even fucking tell you, a decade. And I'm just like, why this weekend of all weekends do I fucking run into you people? They don't say anything. She does make a point of walking up to past my family and I, and I'm like, you know what, bitch? I don't care. I look like this. Fuck you. Um, end up that night going out with Truckin' and Tuckin. Truckin' and Tuckin and I go out to this dive bar in Tulsa that I love, called Arnie's. And Arnie's is always a good time, and there's usually something funny that happens. And this was one of them. We're sitting there shooting the shit, talking about whatever, and somehow we get on the subject of air conditioning. And there's this woman sitting at a table adjacent to ours, and she's got her hand up like this, with not straight up, but kind of sig highly. So I put my hand up too because I think that that's funny. And then she says, it turns out she was raising her hand to try and join our conversation. She says, the AC in my car doesn't work for shit, which is not any information that I ever needed to know. So I say, well, what you need to do is you need to get one of those recharge canister kits. You just plug it in and charge it back up. Works great. And she can't hear me because she is fucking hammered trashed. She ends up inviting herself to come sit at our table, which I think is going to be a funny story. And so she sits. Turns out she's drinking herself to death because it's been 1 year ago since her best friend blew his brains out. Just some heavy shit. And we get to talking. Truckin' and Tuckin says he's going to go get another couple of beers. And then she says she asks him to buy her a drink, a vodka tonic tall with a lime. And I said, "Oh, I used to date someone that was their drink." And John Truckin' and Tuckin has wandered off into the bar now. And she says, "What happened?" So I kind of painted the broad strokes of this dating that I did, and that it didn't end well. And she says, "But it was casual." And I said, "No, it wasn't casual. It was very not casual." And she says, "No, you just said it was casual." And I said, "Believe me, I have an impeccable memory. If there's one person you don't want to argue with about what they did or did not say, it's me. I know what I said. I never said it was casual. I never said it was casual when we were dating, and I never said it was casual in this conversation." And it's now become like a lot more of a confrontational conversation. And Truckin' and Tuckin comes back into this, and she starts talking about how she has excellent hearing and all this stuff. And I'd let her just go and go and go and go. And then I say, "Yeah, that's crazy. You have great hearing. Well, guess what? I just had my hearing tested in March. It's still nearly perfect, and I've been an audio engineer for fucking 20 years. I have also perfect hearing. So shut the fuck up." Um, she starts like, I think she grabs John's. I think she gives him a hug and a kiss on the cheek for getting her the drink, and then she's like holding his hand and he's swinging back and forth. You when you have a best friends, you put them in awkward situations just to see, you like play chicken with one another, see how fucked up the shit you can make happen for them is. And that was exactly what I was doing. And it was hilarious. I was having such a great time. I was having such a great time. She's talking about what a great guy John is and what a jackass I am. And I'm like, yeah, I 100% agree with you. He is a much better person than I am. And so then she's trying to get, she's got a ride coming to pick her up because, as I have mentioned, she is hammered trash and needs to be fucking escorted home. Uh, she then gives me her number. She wants us to text, and she texts me her name, and she's so drunk that she can't spell her own name. She sends me that her name is L Death, the letter L and the word death. Truckin' and Tuckin ends up, figuring out that she meant Elizabeth. At least that's our guess. And so she's got this huge fucking thing of vodka. And this is where the story turns on me, because then she's trying to share with me, and anybody who knows me well knows I don't like drinking after people, especially not fucking strangers. So she's trying to get me to drink this vodka soda with her, and I'm like, I take the glass from her hand and take like one sip off the rim, and then she's like, "No, use the straw," and then she pulls the straw out of her old glass. I'm like, "No, you know what? Just leave it here, and you get your ride, and we'll finish it." We did not finish it. Truck and Tug and I end up hanging out there a little bit longer. We get into another conversation with some weirdos. There's this guy fucking drawing people. I go back to the hospital to sleep another night. Monday, that takes me into Monday. I think Monday they release my sister from the hospital to another facility. We take her over there. That's a whole fucking nightmare. Tuesday, Wednesday, pretty nothing happens. Thursday, since I'm now trapped in Tulsa, I decide, hey, it'd be fun going and doing my old job. So I take the load in at the BOK arena for Justin Timberlake, and I show up, and everybody, it was the greatest day ever. It was the greatest day ever. My all the people that made my life a living hell, not all of them, but several of them, spent all day bitching to me about how terrible things are now and what a good job I did and how great I look. And I was like, yeah, if you guys weren't a bunch of fucking cunts, I would still be in Tulsa, but you were. So now I'm not. And I'm really only did this for the entertainment value and for some gas money. But there was one guy, I worked with this guy for 5 fucking hours before he realized who I was. And then he goes, "Are you Tab?" Like, yeah. Who the fuck did you think I was all day? Oh, so great. Did the loadout. Ended up then going and mixing another show. I go and visit a friend. He has a show that night. He's like, "Hey, you want to come mix it?" I go, "Fuck, why not?" So I go mix that show. I do that loadout, and I am just fucking wrecked. I cannot believe the level of work and the hours that I put in that old job that I am still alive, because I did it again for one day and I was fucking wiped out Friday. No. I skipped a part. Wednesday night, my friend V, her grandmother dies. And I'm not happy that I was in town, but I wouldn't have been in town. So, and because of the circumstances, I stayed in town longer than I intended to. So I ran over to her place pretty quickly after it happened, and when the coroner came and got the body and all that, and yeah, that was rough. Wasn't fun. Yeah, so Friday I go back to my things are kind of normaling out. Sister got to come home Thursday. Friday I go help my friend V with her grandmother's apartment, getting some of the immediate need stuff out of there real quickly, and helping her get a plan of like how to get rid of start getting rid of things, who what's going where, what kind of truck she needs to get, that kind of stuff. And so I'm wrapping up with her. She's got this treadmill, and I'm like, I got this SUV. Let's throw this fucking treadmill in the back of this bitch, and I'll be able to do cardio at home instead of having to do all my cardio at the gym. I can do cardio every day and be healthy and fit. So load the treadmill in the back of the car. I'm gonna go over, and my stepmom's going to a concert that the union asked me to go work show call for, and I was like, no, fuck you, I cannot do this back-to-back days anymore. And I had plans with my friend V, and so stepmom was gonna go to the concert. I was gonna go over to the house so that my sister wasn't home alone, and but I don't need to get over there right away. Not. Then my phone rings. It's my stepmom. My sister has decided to run off with her boyfriend and is not coming home. So I'm just like, wow, this fucking week just gets wilder and wilder. So I'm like, I have to leave right now. I get in the car, find out where my stepmom is. She's at the police station. I start heading towards the police station, and I am driving fast, but I'm not driving like erratically, going about 75 in the left lane. And then the screen of the car turns bright fucking orange. Your car is now overheating, and then the car decelerates itself from 75 miles an hour to about 35 miles an hour in the fucking left lane on the highway. It's a miracle I was not rear-ended. So I get the car over to the right. I limp it to the police station. I roll down all the windows and crank the heat up to full blast. I don't know what's fucking wrong with this thing. It won't go above 30 miles an hour. Crazy. Get to the police station. The cop's gonna go pick up my sister. He tells us to go home. Stepmom follows me to her house. I limp this fucking car over there, and I get on the phone with Budget. I have to now get another new car. 3 rental cars. But bright side again, this car almost out of gas. It's 2 free tanks of gas from Budget. So I'm there. My dad calls me. My sister is at his house. And so I'm gonna go talk to her. I'm gonna go try and fucking figure this shit out. So I get my stepmom's van. I drive over, pick up my sister, and she's irate. Just you know the way women are, and anybody who has kids, your daughters and your wives are gonna hate each other when they're in their teens, and then they'll become the best fucking friends they've ever been. So good luck with that. She's irate. I'm not gonna take her home right away. I'm gonna let her fucking calm down and have someone to talk to for a little bit. So we drive around talking, go to Dairy Queen, get her calmed down, take her home. I need to go get my new rental car before midnight. Otherwise, they will cancel the reservation. I have to go through this whole fucking process of calling them again. So I go to the airport. I've got a treadmill in the back of the car. The lady goes to check the mileage, and she comes back and she says, would you like something larger? And I said, yeah, if it's not going to cost anything more. She said, yeah, we can upgrade you. So they give me some big SUV, full size SUV with leather seats and shit. It's nice. And then I got to go fucking transfer all my shit back and forth between the vehicles again. This is Friday night. I'm planning on leaving sometime Saturday. Saturday morning, I mediate a talk between my stepmom and my sister and try and keep them from tearing each other apart. And then I'm like, all right, do you think you guys could possibly keep your shit together for fucking 10 minutes if I go back home to St. Louis? Could you do that for me? And so far so good, I guess. I get in the car, and fortunately, it is not an eventful trip home. I drive home all the way, and I started doing something. I started listening to the original. I started listening to Here's What I'll Get from the beginning. So I'm on like episode 9. I've never actually listened to the show. That's kind of the crazy thing, we've done 356 episodes, and I've never actually listened to myself on the show outside of editing. Yeah, so I started listening to that. It's been fun listening back to the 2020, late 2020, early 2021 Buck and Chaco days. There's a lot more political show. There's a lot more of a political show back then, and it's also been fun because I started with the test episodes. They did 4 test episodes, so I listened to those, and then I started listening to the regular episodes and putting the bonus episodes in where they are, and like talk about. Well, Mad Cucks was on the show, in episode 4, and listening to that was wild. There's like a trip back, and I remember all the things that happened back then. So that's been fun. So I get back here, Sunday. I go blow glass with my partner and tell her the saga, this whole fucking nightmare. Because Sunday night I've got to load out a show, and then Monday we start loading in the next show from these people that suck at theater. Should not be a theater company. They're just the fucking worst, man. So Sunday loadout doesn't go too bad. Monday they start to load in, and they just kind of like piddle around and don't really finish anything. Tuesday, kind of more of the same. Wednesday, I walk into the theater and realize they are laying dirt on the floor. Dirt. Real, physical fucking topsoil. They've brought in about 2,400 pounds of dirt in bags to make their set have a dirt floor. fucking insane. Fucking insane. It had been discussed about them using rubber mulch as fake dirt, but they fake mulch costs about $8 a bag and dirt costs $3 a bag. So, it just makes sense to just fucking cover my goddamn stage in fucking dirt. Their set is a fucking shit show. It looks like a high school production. It's garbage. And I'm getting fucking yelled at that I'm not doing enough when every time I ask the person building their sets if they need help, they go, "No, we're fine. We're fine." They didn't send me any fucking drawings. I sent probably 6 emails to get drawings of this thing. Never fucking got them. The one I got drawings like a week before load in. And so if you work in any kind of construction of any kind, you get these drawing packages, right? And the pages are numbered. The pages are clearly numbered 1 through 11, and I only got sent 3 fucking pages. Send me all fucking 11 pages. The fuck is the matter with you? So I'm getting fucking chewed out about not doing enough and that I need to be a better fucking leader when these fucking people have no plan and they're bringing in dirt. Fucking dirt. Are you out of your fucking mind? So that whole fucking just awful nightmare happens. They need all kinds of extra time to finish their set. They're teching their show. They didn't fucking put the projectors out to do this projected background that looks like shit. They didn't put the projectors out until Wednesday, their fucking opening night. So I get through their whole fucking tech weekend of just sitting there in the interminably long hours of waiting for them to need something and have stupid questions, which they do. Just a miserably boring time. Yeah. And so then that brings us to last week. And Wednesday afternoon, I got a phone call from the production manager at my university that my mentor had died. And I have made it exactly 1 day without crying. I have been, I could keep it together, but it's just, that's been hard. So here's what I don't get. Losing a mentor. I kind of talked about it there at the top of the show, but so Alan was the sound supervisor of my university program. He was my boss. But he was also, a good friend, and he taught me a lot about a lot of things that wasn't just doing sound. And we, it's not like we maintained a relationship after I graduated and moved away. We would talk, not all the time, but frequently. I think the beginning of this year, maybe the end of last year, like I was having trouble with something. I don't remember what it was. And I called him to ask him some advice. And I never even got the chance to ask what I was calling about. But it didn't really matter because I just felt better talking to him for a while. Talking about life, and he was having some health issues, and I had this ankle injury, and talked about my job and what's going on at the university and since I've last been there, and music, and I just felt better. Not going to get to do that again. And it's not like you can go find another one, I don't know if he set out to teach me everything that he did. I don't know if that was just who he was, or maybe we had enough in common, but Shit sucks, man. It's funny because the stupidest shit, makes me think about him. I've got so right before I left for Tulsa, I bought some basil plants and a basil plant and some mint plants so that I could do mint juleps, and I just put basil in basically everything. And in college, I had a big basil plants in our kitchen we used to cook. And one of the things he taught me was that when you have a basil plant, once it starts to flower, you got to cut the flowers off, because once it starts to flower, it puts all of its energy into making the flowers and not the leaves, and then the leaves taste like shit. So I was sitting out there on the front porch the other night, and I noticed one of those basil stems starting to get some flowers on it. I've been watching Ted Lasso. Started watching that since getting back from Tulsa, and I'm actually halfway through the final episode before I came down here to do this. There's an episode where one of the players comes out as gay, and they played "I Am What I Am" from La Caja Fall, which was the last show that he sound designed before I started doing all of the fucking sound design in my college program. It was my first year. Just little reminders like that. And and there'll probably always be that kind of stuff. I guess that's probably that way with everybody. You make memories with a person, and things remind you of them, and it just really fucking sucks right now. But I don't know. Maybe it won't suck so much in the future. I do have some news. I also have some comment. I want to bring in this comment. I've got another issue that's actually a little bit more well thought out. But I've got this comment from our last episode, Christopher Cook. As HWIDG's resident muscle dummy, I never expected this podcast to start talking about creatine and seed oils unless there was an episode of Deep Space Nine where Worf gets upset that his guy is cooked with canola. Glad to hear Tab is lifting weights and won't just end up like Maddox, forever boasting that he now looks like an AIDS patient. It's a great comment. And I'm so glad that we are now like a fitness podcast as well as a hate and rage based podcast. But Gok is served raw. So, get your research done better. This El Chaco sent me this news story that I have not read yet. Penis cancer cases surge across the globe. Docs reveal how to protect yourself, avoid amputation. It's every man's worst nightmare. Penis cancer cases are rising around the world and expected to surge to a staggering 77% in the next 26 years. 77% of men are going to have penis cancer. What the fuck does that mean? The British news outlet says cases in Germany increased by 50% between 1961 and 2012, while the UK has also seen a significant spike. See, fucking numbers like that are incredibly misleading, because if you had 10 and now you have 15, that's a 50% increase, but it's only 15 people with dick cancer. Although developing countries still bear the higher incidence and mortality of penile cancer, the incidence is on the rise in most European countries. Yeah, this is I fucking hate news stories like this. What do you want us to do? Doctors believe low HPV vaccination rates are contributing to a rise in case numbers. Yeah, be sure to get more shit injected in your body, and that way you don't get penis cancer. Fucking assholes. So also, point of business. I think we're gonna change the name of the news segment. In light of all of the wacky shit going on in Nikki Rackett's life, just seems kind of weird to, I don't know. I'm not bailing on the guy. He's my friend. Care about him, but gotta get your shit together, man. You got kids. You got to get your, once you have kids, you got to get your shit together. Basically, like the only real thing that matters. All right. I got another issue for you guys. This is the one that I actually wanted to bring in. I wanted to tell you that story of 9 days in Tulsa, and I wanted to bring in this issue because this one is really bugging the shit out of me. Here's what I don't get. Shitty brothers. Now, I am not a shitty brother, as evidenced by the fact that I took 3 rental cars and spent 9 days in a city that I hate because my sister was in trouble. Patting myself on the back for that one. Oh, man, I was so fucking tired. If one more fucking person told me what a good brother and son I was going to punch everyone in their dicks, right in the dick, out the top of their fucking head. Everybody. Oh, you're such a good brother. You're such a good. Shut the fuck up and leave me alone. I'm a good brother. I have 5 sisters. I have 4 younger sisters and 1 older sister that I didn't grow up with. And so, you know, in my head, I was always the eldest, which is not biologically true. It's not factually accurate, but it is like my personal truth, to steal some of that bullshit stuff. And it's a huge part of my identity as being an older brother. It's basically one of the first things I think of when I'm defining myself. What am I as a man? I'm a big brother. Not to everyone, but to my sisters for sure. My sisters know, I hope they know, that I am their staunchest ally. Oh yeah, that's all. That's right. I left out a part of the. So I think it was Friday or Sat. No, it might have been Thursday. My sister in Portland texts me that she's going to the ER, and I was just like, you got to be fucking shitting me. There is absolutely no way that this could all be happening. Crazy stuff. She's fine. Just decided to text me about that in the middle of hell. So I identify as a big brother, and as a big brother, I feel like it's my duty, my responsibility to protect my sisters from absolutely anything I possibly can. I'm behind them with everything that they do, and in front of them if anything is gonna harm them. And I just assumed, because I'm a naive idiot, I just assumed that everybody's like that. You fucking look out for your little sisters. That is what you fucking do. But apparently, that is not what you fucking do, because there are all these fucking women in my life with just the shittiest fucking brothers, and it makes me irrationally angry. My friend V has a brother in Denver, and she is single-handedly dealt with the death of her grandmother by herself. The fuck, man? Come down here and help your fucking sister out. She's got an uncle, her mom's brother. Her mom is dead. Who did absolutely fuck all for his own mother while she's going through hospice. What the fuck is the matter with you? That's your responsibility as the son. You got to look out for your fucking nieces. You got to those are your sister's kids. You got to fucking watch out for them. You can't let some 30-year-old, you're a fucking grown old man adult. Let some 30-year-old trying to get her master's also deal with the death of her grandmother inside her own fucking home. Fuck you, man. And I just want to go like kick these fucking brothers of my friends so hard in their fucking nuts. I've got a friend up here, father dying of dementia, Alzheimer's, something along those lines. Older brother, younger brother, doing absolutely fuck all to help. And making life more difficult than it needs to be. What the fuck kind of human being are you that you're not going to look out for your own tribe? Like, that's the whole fucking point of society, is to look out for your own tribe and take care of your fucking family. Now, I get it. Not everyone's family is all fucking sunshine and daydreams. Some people divorce themselves from their family, and I totally fucking get that. My sister has divorced herself from her mother, and I totally understand all of her reasons for doing it, and I completely support her for those. And I know that when our mom gets sick, it's on me. That's fine. I don't care. I don't have any resentment or blame. That's what I have to do because fucking I got to take care of my sisters. But I understand, you have a falling out, you don't like one another, but to fucking actively sabotage your sibling, especially is, and I know this is my toxic masculinity coming out where I think that men should take care of women, but that is what I believe. I As a society, men should take care of women all the time, and brothers should fucking take care of their sisters. And if you can't fucking do that, you're just a huge piece of shit. And oh, and I just keep seeing it. Like, and I don't have brothers, I only have sisters. But if I had a little brother, I'd fucking look out for him too. I it's mind-boggling to me. It is mind-boggling that you can watch someone that you grew up with, that you care about. I mean, I need my dad's two daughters are 16 and 18 years younger than me. I didn't really grow up with them being around. I've kind of been gone for most of their lives, but I would still fucking murder absolutely anyone that tried to fuck them around. And to think that that is not normal, I really hope that I am not the exception to the rule. That there are a lot more people like me that want to look out for the people in your life properly than these fucking guys. And I can't believe the confluence of people that I know that have dealt with this now, because I cannot imagine not looking out for them if they needed it. Captain Carl, I haven't talked to one of my sisters in 5 years. She was a meth user in high school and had a kid early, divorced twice, is a complete jackass to my mom forever, and is just generally an idiot. Yeah, that's fair. See, that kind of thing I can understand. That's a person that's making bad choices. And you don't support them in making the bad choices. 100% on board. Great example. Thank you for that. My two specific examples, I feel like that's exactly the time where the brother's supposed to go fucking do the right thing. When your grandma's dying, you go fucking take care of your grandma on to take care of your sisters. When your dad is sick, you fucking take care of your dad so that your sister doesn't have to. That's your fucking responsibility as a man. And I just 100% believe that. We are the fucking protectors. We're supposed to be the protectors of the family. That's what our dads were supposed to have taught us. Maybe it's shitty dads. Maybe shitty dads make shitty brothers. I don't know. It irks me beyond belief, because I feel like in a lot of ways I am being a better brother to these friends than they're the ones that actually are supposed to be there. And it's fucked up. It's fucked up. Anyway, yeah. So that was my issue. I was gonna that would be something that I would chat about with El Chaco a bunch, but that's really it. It's the story. Where do you how do you fucking sleep at night? How do you feel okay about the decisions you're making while your family is going through unnecessary hardship? How do you how does that work? Right? Like, I I felt terrified when my sister was in the hospital. I felt terrified when my sister in Portland texted me she was on the emergency room. Like, I it makes me physically ill worrying about these other human beings that I'm only connected to because we have some of the same parents. Like, technically speaking, none of my all my siblings are half siblings. So I have even less of a reason to be invested in their lives. But I mean, fuck. Just do the right thing, man. Look out. You look out for your tribe. Men should take care of women. I don't feel like it's that controversial. It's probably super controversial now. I'm probably going to get canceled. Tab believes in traditional traditional gender roles. Can't have that anymore. Not not working in theater. Fuck me running. But yeah, it's been a incredibly difficult and trying month. Just death, destruction all around me. Fucking wild shit. Wow, this is a big family. You're not wrong. I have 6 sisters, critical thinking. 6 sisters and 3 brothers. I'm in the mid of ages, and I was the lucky one who was good with money. I support most of them until they found themselves a man. It's pretty good. I guess everyone's different. My family is badly fractured from the divorce. That's Mr. Kill Everything. Yeah, no, I get that too. Going fucking divorced parents, it sucks. I think I mean I probably have a lot of my complex about what a brother should do because my mom's 2 daughters don't have a dad. So I was put in that role. I filled some of that role. My sister in Portland does describe me as the closest thing she has to a dad, which is simultaneously extremely sad, but also very meaningful to me. So that's probably part of it too, is that I do see myself as more of a caregiver to my sisters than maybe a brother normally would, but I don't think I'm wrong. Even if my reasoning is not good, I am right in thinking that we should do the right thing and we should take these hard tasks. And when our parents and our grandparents are dying, it is the man's job in your family to take that hardship on. That's what we're built for. But who knows? Maybe I'm fucking crazy. Maybe I'm the crazy one. I cannot believe that I've talked for nearly an hour consecutively without talking to another person. This is wild. Leave some comments. Let me know how you thought this episode goes. Probably going to set up like a semi-regular schedule of just recording these on Tuesdays at 7:30 Central Time. And if I don't have anything to talk about, I won't do it. If I do have something to talk about, I will do it. And we'll just, bounce the can on down the road, enjoy, just, get some shit off the chest. We were going to do an episode weeks ago, but as I told you, June became this whole nightmare. So this was the first time that was able to be scheduled. And then El Chaco got sick and he's like, do you want to push it? And I can't push it this week. I've got other stuff going on the next couple of days. And I was like, nah, I want to talk about this shit now. So, there will probably be, there's a good chance that there will be solo episodes in the future again. So if you like it, let me know. If not, I probably won't. If people really hate it, I won't do it again. But if it is enjoyable, then I will. Thank you for listening to Here's What I Don't Get. Thanks for all your support over the years. And I've been Tab Burt. Wrong button. If you want to call into Here's a Get hotline, call us at 704-750-9434 and tell us what you don't get. Captain Carl found a hole in my story. In Tulsa, your friend and ex would not have recognized you if you were actually that skinny. Your AI thing only works online. Got ya. Except that I am the skinny that I was in high school. So I look like high school me, as opposed to fat me. There are actually a bunch of voicemails. People have been calling.
Hey, here's what I don't get. Dead home, by the way. That's not obvious. People in Texas don't understand to turn off their bright. And full moon tonight. If you really wanted to, you could drive without your fucking lights on if it weren't illegal. It's not that fucking dark outside. Turn off your fucking brights when I see you, because otherwise I'm going to leave my brights on as a fuck you, and then you're going to get mad and flip me off. But maybe if you weren't such a fucking smooth brain and noticed the big blue light that's on your dash by your speedometer that's like, hey, bro, your lights are on, specifically your right, I wouldn't have this problem. But, I'm the asshole because I just have common sense and use my bug light as an extra source of light. Am I supposed to do that? Probably not, but I don't give a fuck. Stay furious.
Yeah, dude, just turn the brights on and just break the fucking switch right off. No one's ever going to turn them off. Everything should be brights all the time. So it's pouring rain here. I thought it was going to be really funny if the curse got, so the curse got Chaco. He's sick. I thought it'd been really funny if the curse got me by killing my power like 5 minutes into this thing. Here's another voicemail.
Yeah, I forgot to do the whole, hey, would you like to, have the show come back and limit I forgot to reply to that on Discord. But no, I am definitely, I enjoy listening to you. I think somebody else mentioned in the last show you did that, you have a lot of good things to say. And also, too, you have a lot, there's very few people that I could actually relate with. And, I mean, you're one of them. And it's awesome. And then, fucking ironically enough, I too have burned myself like a fucking retard in the past couple of days. And what I don't get is my burn is finally healed. It's not like doing anything gross, so it's, I don't have to put a Band-Aid on it. But now I'm just bashing it into every single fucking thing and scraping it on things, and it's it's great. I love it.
I hate that. I had an artist bump me. I was paddling the foot of this piece we were making, and he bumped me with the glass and burnt my hand the other day. Fuck, that hurt. But only like right away, and then it kind of numbed. I'm probably dying.
Here's what I don't get. I walked behind a fat black guy in a red shirt for 30 seconds. And then I cannot stop singing the Fat Albert theme for 12 hours. Nah, I'm not having a good time.
I don't actually know what the Fat Albert theme is, but that is pretty funny.
And I forgot to mention I burned myself by pulling out hot-ass microwave food that I then fumbled the container and somehow managed to get on my hand and my arm. And, it was a good burn because I was looking at it for a solid 2 seconds and I didn't feel fucking shit.
Is that in reaction to, I think I told the story last week that I spilled stir-fry sauce all over myself sitting down on the sofa and burnt my chest badly. A nice red sunburn burn on my chest from fucking stir-fry sauce like a moron. God. It's just like I can't sit down. I can't sit down with a bowl of sauce and not spill it all over myself.
Hey guys, Dead Home. So here's what I do. Ireland. I unfortunately went on a cruise to Ireland. Ireland was absolutely beautiful. I got to see a bunch of beautiful churches and all that kind of stuff. But cruise was terrible. I'm not going to get into that. But, all the food there, really good. A coffee, you could drink it black because it wasn't burnt, didn't taste like shit like the coffee we have here.
Anyway.
All the women,
Always
beautiful. You could just they were just all wearing dresses and shit. And, actually it looks like they took care of themselves, and there were no fat people there. The fat people there that were fat, though, were fatter than me, which is fucking insane, because I'm about 100 pounds overweight. But, Ireland, 10 out of 10. Love it.
Yeah. People are skinnier in other countries because they don't have high fructose corn syrup and stuffed into fucking everything that they eat. I mean, and they don't get gallon-sized soda things at the gas station.
Here's what I don't get. Women and their phone display brightness. In the middle of the night, in a pitch black room, they turn the phone on. Even the aliens have landed as 8 billion lumens of light blast them in the face. It's bright enough to blind me through closed eyes. During the day, they try to show me a meme outside, and they present me with what looks like a blank screen. I can't be automatically doing this because the light just works exactly the opposite of this. What the fuck are you estrogen tards doing?
This is an excellent point. I'm 100% on board with Andy on this. How do you not just have your phone set to automatic brightness and let it do its own thing. Like I do sometimes grab the brightness slider and slide it up, but because I need it to be brighter than what the ambient light thinks it is, but I have never slid it down. I just let it go back to automatic. Fucking crazy shit. This is another gripe. So gone out on a few dates with this woman, went over to her place. We're watching a TV show and she's got subtitles on, and I fucking can't stand subtitles because I end up just reading the whole fucking thing. But the volume is so low you can barely hear it. It's like just turn the fucking TV up. It's got bigger speakers. Just turn the fucking volume up. Then you don't need the fucking subtitles. It's fucking mind-boggling. Anyway, those are our voicemails. Call and leave us a voicemail. Tell us what you thought of this episode. And catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for listening.